Okay, hi guys. I'm here doing week 8, task 2. And what I had asked for you to do this worksheet, it looked like this. There was all of these, 11, and on this page is 24. And they've asked you to write them out, and then find the equation, and then balance them. So out of 24 right now, I don't know, I'll do 4 or 5 of them and just kind of get you going to make sure you know the method. Okay, so I'll start with the first one. Number 1 is barium plus oxygen. So how do I know what the products are? How do I know how to do this? Where do I even know how to start? Well, I know a few things about this. Barium plus oxygen. Well, I know that barium, I'm going to have a little scrap down here. There's always going to be a scrap line. Barium, we know is Ba. If you don't know it in your head, that's okay. Find your trusted periodic table, and you'll have a look and you'll see barium. You know it's a +2. But when it's just an element, it's just Ba. So we're going to write Ba here, Ba plus oxygen. Well, you know what oxygen is. It's an O, sorry, on this element side. O. There's no charges or anything. It's just O. Oxygen isn't floating around as a -2. It's just oxygen. But there's something special about oxygen. And hopefully you guys will remember it is a super 7. So when we look at my super 7 or diatomic elements, oxygen is there. So he's always an O2. Okay, that's just one of the rules that you would have had to memorize from having the super 7 list. So barium and oxygen gives us what? Well, here's a little scrap down here. Barium's a +2. Oxygen, when you look them up, when they get close together, he's a -2. So when you crisscross, you get Ba2O2, which really gets simplified into BaO because there's 2 of each. So we have BaO as the result. And what is the name of this? Barium oxide. So barium plus oxygen leaves us barium oxide. This is what barium looks like. This is what oxygen looks like. This is what barium oxide looks like. And then we would have to balance it. 2 oxygen here. Make it 2. There's 2 Ba on this side. 2 Ba on this side. That one leaves blank. We're done. Okay, that's the first one. Let's look. I'll do, I don't care. I don't know. These are all seem to be synthesis on the first page, and the second page seems to be decomposition. So I'll do 2 synthesis and 2 decomposition. So number 10 I'll do, just because further down the page they maybe get a little harder. I'm not sure. So sodium plus phosphorus yields what? This is what we have to figure out. Well, these are elements, remember? They're alone and they're elements. So sodium, look it up on the periodic table, is Na. Phosphorus, look it up on the periodic table, it's P. Na plus P yields something. Well, do a little scrap. Down here, I've got sodium is a +1. I know that in my head. Look it up on the periodic table. Phosphorus is a -3. I know it in my head, but you guys look it up in the periodic table. When they came together, we got Na3P. So this yields Na3P. How do we name this again? It's sodium phosphide because the phosphorus becomes IDE. That's back to the original naming, which I taught you a couple weeks ago. So sodium phosphide. Okay, so sodium plus phosphorus leaves us sodium phosphide. This is what the equation looks like. Now we have to balance it. Put our blanks out front. I have 3 sodium on this side and none on this side. So I got to put 3. I got 3 sodium and 3 sodium, 1 phosphorus, and I'm done. Okay, so that was 2 kinds of synthesis where you can see it's synthesis because it's A plus B yields AB, right? That's the exact example of a synthesis. So there's, I don't know, 9 others on the sheet. You have the answer key, so you should be able to work those out. Let's look at questions 12 through 24 because some of these are decomposition. So let's do one of those. Let's start with, I don't know, number 14. Doesn't really matter. Iron 3 chloride. Does it say iron 3 oxide? What is that? What does that become? Well, is it one of our 3 special decompositions? No, it's not. It was just iron and oxygen. So what does that break up into? Iron and oxygen. All right, that's not so bad. Let's do a little scrap work right here. Iron 3 oxide, what does that look like? Well, look up iron. Iron's Fe, it told you was a 3, so iron 3. Oxide is O minus 2. Look these up on the periodic table. Crisscross. What do we get? Fe2O3. That's what iron 3 oxide looks like. Fe2O3. That yields iron, which is just Fe, no charges. When you pick up a piece of iron off the ground, it's a metal, right? You pick it up, it's not charged. It's not like you get a shock from it. It's not a charged particle. It's just iron. Plus oxygen. We have to look at our list of super 7. Is iron on there when it's an element? Nope. But oxygen is. He's a super 7. So we have to put a 2 there. That's the rules. So I've got iron 3 oxide. It decomposed into iron and oxygen. Now I got to balance it. I got 2 oxygen on this side. I got 3 on this side. The common number between 2 and 3 is 6. So let's make this side 6. So I put a 3 out front here. So now I've got 6 oxygen. I got to put a 2 out front here. So now I've got 6 oxygen. On this side, I got 4 iron. And I put a 4 out front there. Boom, we're balanced. Okay? Now let's look at, I'll do one from the bottom of the page. Maybe they get harder. Yep, let's look at 23. Copper, 1 hydroxide. What does that yield? Well, if you can remember from our previous, when we looked at our special stuff, you can see it is a metal hydroxide. So back in your yesterday, when I did the rules, I went through the PowerPoint, one of the special decompositions was a metal and a hydroxide. So what you got when you get a metal and a hydroxide is the metal oxide plus water. So let's see what we have here. Metal hydroxide, I'm going to write this down. Metal hydroxide always gives us the metal oxide plus water. This is the rule from the PowerPoint. Okay? That's the rule. I'll scooch on a little bit there. Can you see that? I think I got a little offside there. This is the rule from the PowerPoint. Metal hydroxide, sorry, is a metal oxide plus water. Well, here's a metal hydroxide. Copper's the metal and hydroxide. So I know I'm going to get the metal oxide, which is copper 1, oxide, just write oxide down, plus water. So now we got to write this out in formula. So we'll do a little scrap down here. Copper 1, so we know it's copper 1, hydroxide. Look that guy up on the polyatomic sheet. Polyatomic sheets right here. You should get to know them in your head, but there's hydroxide. It's OH minus 1. Okay. Crisscross, what does copper 1 hydroxide look like? CuOH. So here it is here, CuOH. How does that decompose? Well, it decomposes into copper 1 oxide. So we know copper 1 is Cu plus 1. We know oxide is O from the periodic table. It's a O minus 2. Cu2O. So that's the copper 1 oxide is Cu2O plus water, which is, I like to write HOH. Okay, so now we got to balance this. So we'll have a look at this. How can I balance this? This one's, just a second. Yeah, there's a mistake on there on your answer key. Plus water. Yeah, okay. There's a mistake on your answer key on this. I'll have to fix it. When I looked over at it, I just noticed it was wrong. So anyway, we will fix that. This one is not, when I put it, let's put let's see. Okay, I need some space to balance this, so let's write it on the next page so I can show you guys. CuOH, Cu2OHOH. Some things don't balance as well, and some things aren't balanceable, and where they made a mistake on the answer key, it might not be one of those, but we're going to check it out. CuO and H, CuO and H. So on this side, I've got 1 copper, 1 oxygen, 1 hydrogen. On this side, I've got 2 copper, 2 oxygen, 2 hydrogen. Oh, so that's easy balance. So we can just put a 2. If we put a 2 out front here, I've got 2 copper, 2 oxygen, 2 hydrogen. So that's balanced. So that's easy. But on your answer key, they forgot the water plus HOH. So you'll have to fix that on your answer key. It's good that I did that one. Okay, so that was number 23. So I did 2 of each, 2 synthesis and 2 decomposition. If you're getting the hang of these, you don't certainly have to do all 24 on your answer sheet or on your question sheet. Just until you get, 4 or 5 of each type right, that's plenty. So yeah, go ahead and try those out. Email me if you need help. We can do one-on-one meetings. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.